How everybody doing today? This is Mr. Amin, and this is a Let Them Know Media production. Today is one of those topics that everybody been asking me about, and that's when you gonna talk about getting to the money. So that would be today. Let's get to the money. And a lot of times, growing up, we're not really taught about the importance of money and how we can use it as a tool for freedom. A lot of times, I think that when you look into today's society, we see people using money as a way to buy things, but there's a small percentage of people that know that utilizing money as a tool for success will get you there. And it also can have you where you buying your way into freedom, the freedom to express. Back in the days, people didn't used to have to ask, get on a boat and travel. You either built one or you became a part of, the workforce on the ship and you traveled, long before airplanes came into existence. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times when you look at what you can do with money today, you can buy business, you can invest, you can buy a home, you can collect things that have a lot of value and collect value off of those items, and then you can either keep them, pass them down, or you can sell them, but you can use your finances to buy your way to success instead of letting it just buy your way into allowing yourself to look fancy to people that you don't even know. And I think that that's one of the biggest things that a lot of people are doing today is they utilizing money in order to look good for everybody. People that they don't know, strangers that they will, never see again. You want to look fancy for them. But the rich, they ain't out here doing stuff like that. I've seen a lot of research. I've watched a lot of videos of rich people wearing just regular jeans. You see Mark Zuckerberg a lot of times wearing the same clothes. Even though I know he's changing clothes every day, he wears pretty much the same thing every time you see him. And he's one of the richest men in the world. You see the same thing with Elon Musk. A lot of the people that's really, really rich is not really out here buying, a lot of expensive clothes. Like they might have expensive toys, but I think they put their work first, their workforce first before they end up doing all of that. And so, this is not about just getting to the money. This is about utilizing money for what it is, as a tool. And I think that when you look at money as a tool, you're able to do so much more with that. I learn a lot of lessons from the people that I come around. And I ask questions like, okay, well, how did you get to your money? And then when you got to the money, what did you do, right, with it in order to keep on bubbling, right? How did you keep going up, up, up? How did you make having ceilings? How did you transfer over to having no ceilings? You know what I'm saying? Like, how did you, and a lot of times, all of the answers pretty much is the same. Consistency, having a plan, working your plan, being, having emotional intelligence, being limitless, not ever, ever giving up, and it's the not giving up part that I really admire, because by doing that, you see people reach heights they ain't never been before. And maybe if they hadn't been so consistent and diligent on getting to their goals, you might not even know who these people is. So, what I want to do is I want to encourage you to do something. Start writing down your plans and start executing your plans. If you have something that you want to do, you have something that you want to be in life, go ahead and do it. Get to your money. Write down your priorities with your money and what you need to do with it. Think about how much money you make and how much money you spending. How much money are you losing? How much are you utilizing? You know, I want you to know every aspect of what you're doing with your money in order to have success. You know, and I'm not a financial advisor, but what I will say to you all is get to your money by any means necessary. I mean, especially if it's not hurting anybody, right? As long as it's not hurting anybody, I guess that, you can go by any means necessary. Get to your money. Get to your money. You know what I'm saying? Get to it. And once you get to it, learn how to spread it out, because money is in rotation. You can't just keep it to yourself. You can't just hold it in your bank. Make proper investments. Make big business moves. Create an empire, right? And let's keep getting to this money every day, 7 days a week. All right? So, what I want to say to you all is thanks for listening. And if you like my content, I'm asking everybody to like and subscribe. I'm trying to get my subscribers up in order for me to be able to reach people that need to listen to the things that I'm talking about. And so, I would like to thank all of y'all for that in advance. And so, last thing that I want to say is thank you. All right? Get to your money. All right? Peace.